Hello everybody, it's Thursday, we're in the garden. I've been working. You're on half term, so I've got Squirtle with me today. What have you done this morning? You been for a bike ride?
Yeah.
Yeah? Go okay?
Yeah.
Yeah? Mummy took you, yeah? Where'd you go around the island?
Yeah.
How many
Three laps, and then I went to go see the neighbours and look at their van.
Oh, look at the new van. Is it cool?
Yeah.
Is it the coolest? Excellent. Right, we're back in, I've got a call in 20 minutes, so we're back in the adventures of the wishing chair. So let us carry on with that then, okay? Right, you're there. This chapter is chapter 14, and it's called The Spinning House. It was the most annoying not being able to see the wishing chair. The children kept forgetting where it was and falling over it. Oh yeah, I meant to say, it's the wishing chair went invisible yesterday.
Oh.
So, right, it was the most annoying not being able to see the wishing chair. The children kept forgetting where it was and falling over it. Oh dear, groaned Peter, picking himself up for the fourth time. I really can't bear this chair being invisible. I keep walking into it and bumping myself. I'll tie a ribbon on it, said Molly. Then we shall see the ribbon in the air and we'll know the chair is there. That's a good idea, said Chinky. Girls always think of good ideas. So do boys, said Peter. I say, how queer that ribbon looks all by itself in the air. We can see it, but we can't see the chair it's tied on. People would stare if they came in here and saw it. It certainly did look funny. It stuck there in mid-air, and it did act as a warning to the children and Chinky that they must be careful not to walk into the invisible chair. It saved them many a bump. I've been asking the fairies how we can get the chair made visible again, said Chinky the next day. They say there's a funny old witch who lives in a little spinning house in Jiffy Wood, who's very, very clever at making things invisible or visible. So if we fly there next time the chair grows wings, we may be able to have it put right. But how should we know when it grows its wings as if we can't see them, said Molly. Oh, I never thought of that, said Chinky. I know, said Peter. Let's tear up little bits of paper and put them round the legs of the chair on the floor. Then, when its wings grow, the bits will all fly about in the draught the wings make with all their flapping. We shall see them and know the chair is ready to go off adventuring again. The children tore up the bits of paper and put them on the floor near the legs of the chair. Really, it does look funny, said Molly. A ribbon balanced in mid-air and bits of paper below on the floor. Mother would think us very untidy if she came in. Let's play Tiddlywinks now, said Peter. I'll get out the cup and the counters. Soon the three of them were playing Tiddlywinks on the floor. Molly flipped her counters into the cup very cleverly and had just won when Chinky gave a shout. Look, those bits of paper are fluttering in the air. The chair must have grown its wings. Molly and Peter turned to look, and sure enough, the scraps of paper they put on the floor were all dancing up and down as if a wind was blowing them. The children could feel a draught too and knew that the wishing chair had once again grown its red wings. That was a good idea of yours, Peter, said Chinky. Boys have good ideas as well as girls, I can see. Come on, let's get into the chair and see if it will fly to Jiffy Wood to the old witches. They climbed onto the chair. It was really very strange climbing onto something they couldn't see but could only feel. Chinky sat on the back as usual and the children squeezed into the seat. Go to Jiffy Wood, to the little spinning house, Chinky said to the chair. It rose up into the air, flew out of the door, and was up high before the children could say another word. They must have looked very queer, sitting in a chair that couldn't be seen. It was raining. Molly wished they'd brought an umbrella. Tell the chair to fly up above the clouds, Chinky, she said. It's the clouds that drop the rain onto us. If we fly beyond them, we shan't get wet because there wouldn't be any rain. Fly higher than the clouds, chair, said Chinky. The chair rose higher and higher. It flew right through the misty grey clouds and came out above them. The sun was shining brightly. It made the other sides of the clouds quite dazzling to look at. This is better, said Molly. The sun will dry our clothes. They flew on and on in the sunshine, above the great white clouds. Then they suddenly flew downwards again, and the children saw they were over a thick wood. Jiffy Wood, said Chinky, peering down. We shall soon be there. Down they flew and down, and at last came to a little clearing. The chair flew down into it, and came to rest on some grass. A little way off was a most peculiar house. It had one leg like a short pole, and it spun round and round on this leg. It did not go very fast, and the children could see that it had a door on one side and a window on each of the other three sides. It had one chimney which was smoking away merrily, but the smoke was green, a sign that a witch lived in the house. Well, here we are, said Chinky, getting out of the chair. I'd better carry the chair, I think. I don't like leaving it about here when we can't see it. We shouldn't know where it was if anyone came along and untied the ribbon. Is the old witch a fierce sort of person? Asked Molly. No, she's a good sort, said Chinky. She'll do all she can to help us, I know. You needn't be afraid. She won't harm us. My grandmother knew her very well. How are we going to get into the house? Asked Peter, looking at the strange house going round and round and round. It's like getting on a roundabout that's going. Our mother always says that's a dangerous thing to do. Well, we'll try and get the witch to stop the house spinning round for a minute so that we can hop in with the chair, said Chinky. Come on, I've got the chair. Off they went towards the queer little house. As it went round, the smoke went round too and made green rings. It was very peculiar. Witch Snippet, called Chinky. Stop your house and let us in. Someone opened a window and looked out. It was an old woman with a red shawl on and a pretty white cap. She had a hooky nose and a pair of large spectacles over her eyes. She seemed surprised to see them. Wait a minute, she called. I'll stop the house, but you'll have to be very quick getting in at the door because it won't stop for long. The house slowed down. It went round more and more slowly, and at last it stopped. The door was facing the children, and the witch opened it and beckoned to them. Molly shot inside, and so did Peter. Chinky was trying to get in with the chair too, when suddenly the house began to spin round fast again. Poor Chinky fell out of the doorway with the chair. Molly and Peter really couldn't help laughing. He looked so funny. The witch stopped the house again, and then Peter helped Chinky in quickly. They put the wishing chair down and then turned to greet the witch. Good morning, she said with a nice smile. And what can I do for you? And tomorrow we find out in the chapter called Witch Snippet. Cool, so that'll be, what's tomorrow? Friday, crikey. We're approaching another weekend. Okay, so what are you doing this afternoon? Any plans?
I think tidying up all my toys in my bedroom.
Yes, there's a bit of a kind of like a toy avalanche.
Yeah.
A bit of a cuddly avalanche happening in your room at the moment.
I've got loads.
Yeah. Are we waving goodbye to any of them? Or are you just tidying up?
Oh yeah, some of them.
Yeah?
Some of them.
Okay. There's a lot of cuddling in all of those. Cool. Well, that's I don't know, is that fun? It's probably more fun than what I've got to do. Got to be on some quite dull calls. Okay. Right, in which case we will say TTFN. Let's turn it round so that you can give a proper TTFN to everybody.
Hi.
So, bye everybody. We will see you tomorrow for another adventure in the wishing chair and hear all about Witch Snippet. Bye.